There's a moment in life that changes everything, when the people you thought would always be there aren't. When you look around during your darkest hour and realize the room is empty, no phone call, no helping hand, just silence. At first it feels like betrayal, like the world has abandoned you. But what if it's not betrayal at all? What if it's a test, a moment designed to strip away the illusion that anyone else is responsible for carrying you? We grow up believing someone will catch us if we fall. We're taught to depend on friends, family, partners, teammates as if they're safety nets. But safety nets break, people promise forever, until it's no longer convenient. They clap when you shine, but disappear when the light goes out. And the moment you place your survival in their hands, you give them the power to decide if you rise or collapse. What no one tells you is that the people you think you need don't need you the way you think they do. They have their own battles, their own fears, their own priorities. And when survival is on the line, they will choose themselves every single time. That sounds cold, doesn't it? It's not. It's clarity. And the day you accept it is the day you stop waiting for someone to carry you and finally start building the strength to carry yourself. Because when the noise fades, when the applause stops, when the people vanish, one thing remains, you. And if you can stand alone in that silence, if you can look around and say, I don't need anyone to save me, I've got me, then no betrayal, no abandonment, no loss can break you. This isn't about becoming bitter. It's about becoming bulletproof. Because the moment you stop depending on others is the moment you become unstoppable. Most people spend their lives holding on to the comforting lie that someone will always be there. They build their strength on borrowed support, leaning on the idea that if they stumble, someone will catch them. It sounds beautiful, it feels safe, but it's not real. And when life shatters that illusion, when the people you believed in walk away or fail to show up, it feels like the world has turned its back on you. But here's the truth, it hasn't. The world isn't against you, it's just not here to carry you. The sooner you understand that, the stronger you become. Because the harsh reality is this, you are on your own. No one owes you loyalty. No one is obligated to understand you, support you, or rescue you. And the more you expect them to, the more disappointed and powerless you'll feel. Most people are focused on their own survival, their own fears, their own struggles. Even the ones who care about you will choose themselves when it matters most. Not because they are evil or selfish, but because they are human. Waiting for them to sacrifice their world for yours is like waiting for the ocean to stop moving. It's never going to happen. Facing this truth hurts at first. It feels cold. It feels lonely. But that pain is the price of freedom. Because once you stop expecting someone to save you, you stop being held hostage by their presence. You stop being controlled by who stays and who leaves. You stop living like your future depends on their approval. You stop living small just to stay safe in their shadow. When you understand you are on your own, you start owning your life completely. Think about it. How many times have you slowed down because you were afraid of losing people? How many dreams have you buried because someone didn't believe in you? How many battles have you hesitated to fight because you were waiting for backup that never came? Every time you do that, you hand over your power. You make your progress conditional on someone else's support. And when they don't show up, you stop moving. That's the trap. You are not stuck because you are weak. You are stuck because you are waiting. But no one is coming. And that's not a tragedy, it's liberation. Because if no one is coming, it means you don't have to wait. You don't have to ask. You don't have to be chosen, invited, or allowed. You can decide. You can move. You can act now. You can fail, fall, bleed, and get back up without anyone's permission. The world becomes yours. The moment you stop waiting for someone to walk it with you. This mindset is not about rejecting people. It's about releasing the need to be carried by them. It's about saying, if you walk beside me, good. If you don't, I still go. That is strength. That is power. And ironically, that's when real connections begin to appear. Because people are drawn to strength. They respect those who move forward without needing constant validation. But you must reach that point alone first. Learning to walk alone means accepting full responsibility for everything. Your failures, your pain, your growth, your future. No more blaming your past. No more waiting for encouragement. No more hoping someone will fix what you refuse to face. This is your fight, and the moment you take ownership of it, you stop being fragile. Because if your strength depends on others, they can take it away. But if it comes from you, no one can touch it. There will be days when the weight feels unbearable, when you want nothing more than for someone to show up and make it easier. Those are the moments that define you. Those are the moments you must tell yourself, if I have to crawl, I will crawl. If I have to rebuild from ashes, I will, but I will not stop. Not because anyone is watching, not because anyone believes in me, but because I refuse to quit on myself. That is the mindset of someone who can survive anything. The world will try to convince you that you can't do it alone, that you're not enough, that you need constant support to succeed. Understand this. Those are lies designed to keep you dependent. Because dependent people are easy to control. Independent people are unstoppable. When you stop waiting for someone to push you, you start moving with your own fire, and no one can put that out. And here's the quiet truth most never realize. You are far stronger alone than you've ever been with anyone. When you are alone, you hear your real voice. You stop performing. You stop pretending. You meet the version of yourself that isn't shaped by opinions or expectations, the raw, unfiltered you. And once you find that person, once you stand eye to eye with your own power, you'll wonder why you ever thought you needed anyone to complete you. Yes, you are on your own, and yes, it's hard, but it's also the greatest advantage you will ever have, because it means your success depends on no one but you. No betrayal can stop you. No abandonment can break you. No silence can weaken you. Once you accept this reality, you become untouchable. This is the beginning of true strength, not the kind that needs applause, not the kind that needs saving, but the kind that stands alone in the storm and refuses to fall. You are on your own, and that is exactly why you are powerful. Radical self-reliance is not just about doing things alone. It is about becoming someone who can stand unshaken when the world withdraws its support. Most people live with one foot on their own strength and the other leaning on someone else's approval, encouragement, or backup plan. They say they are independent. But the truth is, their confidence crumbles the moment people stop clapping. Their motivation fades when no one is watching. Their courage evaporates if no one reassures them. That is not strength. That is dependence dressed as confidence. Real power is when you no longer need anyone to tell you that you can. You already know. Building radical self-reliance begins with taking full ownership of your life. Everything you are and everything you are not, everything you have and everything you lack, is your responsibility. No one is coming to fix what you won't face. No one is going to hand you discipline, focus, or resilience. These are things you build piece by piece, moment by moment, in silence without applause. It's easy to talk about dreams when everyone is cheering for you. It's hard to keep going when no one even notices. But that is the training ground. That's where self-reliance is forged, in the quiet hours when it's just you, your goals, and the choice to keep moving or quit. You have to stop asking for permission to rise. So many people delay their potential because they are waiting to be ready, waiting for approval, waiting for someone to say, you're good enough now, but no one will, and they shouldn't, because this is your responsibility, not theirs. If you want to be unstoppable, you must stop needing someone to open the door for you and start breaking through it yourself. This means betting on yourself when no one else will. It means showing up to the fight with no backup and still refusing to lose. To build this kind of self-reliance, you must train your mind to become your greatest ally, not your loudest enemy. Most people let their inner voice sabotage them. They say, I can't do this alone, and then wonder why they keep falling. You must rewire that narrative. You must teach yourself to say, I will figure it out, even when you don't yet know how. That sentence is powerful because it shifts your mind from fear to problem solving. When you believe you can figure anything out, you stop fearing challenges and start attacking them. That's the foundation of self-reliance, not knowing everything, but trusting yourself to handle anything. Radical self-reliance also demands discipline, the kind that does not wait for motivation. Motivation is fleeting. It's unreliable. It comes and goes like weather. Discipline is what carries you when motivation disappears. Discipline says, I do this because I said I would, even when you are tired, even when it's boring, even when it feels impossible. This is where most people fail. They keep looking for someone to hold them accountable because they have not yet learned to hold themselves accountable. But when you become your own standard, when you decide you will not tolerate weakness from yourself, you start moving with a level of power that shocks people. They will wonder how you keep going. The truth is simple. You stopped needing them to push you. Self-reliance also means becoming resourceful. Stop telling yourself you can't because you lack tools, money, or support. Most people use their lack as an excuse to stop. The self-reliant use their lack as a reason to get creative. They don't wait for the perfect conditions. They adapt to the ones they have. They build with scraps. They learn on their own. They keep moving forward with nothing but grit. Because when you are truly self-reliant, you stop expecting the world to give you opportunities. You create them. Another key to radical self-reliance is emotional independence. Most people are addicted to external validation. Their mood rises and falls based on who texts them, who compliments them, who notices their effort. This is dangerous because it gives strangers control over your self-worth. You have to cut that cord. You have to be able to stand in silence with no recognition and still know your value. When people praise you, stay grounded. When people ignore you, stay focused. When people doubt you, stay committed. Because the moment your confidence stops depending on applause, you become unshakable. You must also stop seeking rescue. The self-reliant don't sit around hoping someone will fix things for them. They fix it themselves. They don't collapse and wait to be lifted. They rise even if their hands are shaking. They don't make excuses. They make progress, and they don't waste time blaming others for what they haven't achieved. Because blame gives away power, responsibility gives you control, and control is the foundation of strength. Understand this. Self-reliance does not mean isolation. It means you can stand alone if you have to. It means you appreciate help, but never need it. It means people are welcome in your life, but they are not your lifeline. There is a difference between walking with people and leaning on them. To walk for you, self-reliant people walk beside others by choice, not out of fear of collapsing without them. The world will always respect strength more than neediness. And when you become truly self-reliant, people treat you differently. They stop trying to control you. They stop underestimating you. They start respecting you, even if they don't like you. Because nothing is more powerful than someone who doesn't need anyone to stand. So build yourself, build your mind, your discipline, your emotional stability, your skill set. Build until your presence no longer depends on someone's support and your progress no longer waits for someone's approval. Build until people can leave and you don't flinch. Build until no one's absence can break you. Because when you become radically self-reliant, you stop being at the mercy of others and start being unstoppable. People spend their lives chasing loyalty and validation from others, but the harsh truth is that the world does not revolve around your feelings, your struggles, or your dreams. Expecting people to constantly stand by your side, defend your reputation, or celebrate your wins is the fastest way to be disappointed. Loyalty in its purest form is rare, and validation, when it does come, is fleeting. If you build your sense of worth around these unstable pillars, you will always live on the edge of emotional collapse. You will find yourself constantly questioning your worth based on who applauds you, who remembers you, or who stands with you when life gets difficult. And when they don't, you'll crumble because your foundation wasn't built on strength. It was built on approval. Stop expecting anyone to validate your worth, because the moment you do, you give them the power to define you. Think about it. Every time you chase someone's approval, you are handing them the keys to your self-esteem. If they approve, you feel valuable. If they don't, you feel invisible. That's not strength. That's dependency. Strength comes from knowing who you are without needing the world to echo it back to you. When you validate yourself, when you know your purpose, your path, and your value, other people's opinions become background noise. Their praise becomes pleasant, not necessary. Their criticism becomes irrelevant, not paralyzing. You stop asking, do they see my worth? And start saying, I know my worth, whether they see it or not. And about loyalty, stop expecting people to be loyal to you just because you are loyal to them. Loyalty is not a transaction. It's a personal choice. Some people will stand with you when it's convenient, then disappear when things get hard. Others will promise loyalty, but break it the moment their own comfort is threatened. This doesn't mean everyone is untrustworthy. It means loyalty can't be demanded, and it shouldn't be assumed. If you expect it, you set yourself up to be blindsided. Instead, prepare yourself for the reality that people can change, circumstances can shift, and even the closest relationships can fracture. True strength is not about clinging to people. It's about being able to stand tall even when they walk away. Stop making emotional investments in people who haven't proven they can handle your trust. Your time, your energy, your loyalty, they are valuable. Not everyone deserves access to them. Yet so many people hand these out like free samples hoping to earn affection in return. That is not strength. That is desperation dressed as kindness. Be kind, yes, but guard your trust. Watch people's actions, not just their words. Loyalty isn't about what people promise you in the good times. It's about who shows up when things get ugly. And even then, appreciate their support. But don't build your strength on it. Build your strength on who you become without them. And when it comes to validation, understand that chasing it will trap you in an endless loop. The moment you get it, it fades. The applause dies down, the compliments stop coming, and then what? If you built your confidence on external applause, you'll be left feeling empty the second the noise stops. That's why you must learn to clap for yourself in silence. Celebrate your growth privately. Validate your own hard work. Be proud of yourself, not because someone noticed, but because you know what it took to get here. External recognition might motivate you for a moment, but internal validation sustains you for a lifetime. People will forget your favors, overlook your sacrifices, and misunderstand your intentions. That's human nature. Don't take it personally. Don't let it make you bitter, and don't let it make you desperate to prove your worth. You are not here to be understood by everyone. You are here to fulfill your purpose. Some will see it, many won't. That's fine. Their inability to see your value doesn't erase it. The sun doesn't stop shining just because someone closes their curtains. Your worth doesn't vanish just because someone refuses to acknowledge it. You don't need their loyalty to keep moving forward, and you don't need their validation to keep shining. Detach your self-worth from people's opinions. Detach your sense of belonging from their approval. The moment you do this, you become unstoppable. You stop playing small to earn applause. You stop silencing your voice to stay likable. You stop bending who you are to be accepted. You start living on your own terms. You start building a life that aligns with your values, not their expectations. That is real freedom. That is real power. When you stop expecting loyalty and validation, you become the kind of person who doesn't break when people leave, who doesn't shrink when people criticize, and who doesn't pause when people stay silent. You keep moving, you keep building, you keep rising, because your strength no longer depends on who's watching, clapping, or standing beside you. It depends only on you, and that is where unshakable power begins. Isolation can feel like a prison when you first encounter it. The silence is deafening, the stillness unsettling, and the absence of familiar voices can feel like abandonment. But what if that silence was not punishment? What if it was the greatest opportunity of your life? Most people run from isolation because it forces them to confront who they really are, without the noise, without the masks, without the distractions. When there is no one left to impress, no crowd to validate you, no hand to lean on, you are left with only yourself. And in that space, you face the raw truth. Whether you are strong or weak, resilient or dependent, grounded or lost, it is in that lonely place where the foundation of real strength is built. Because strength is never forged in comfort. It is forged in the fire of solitude and adversity. When life strips away your support system and throws you into hardship, you have two choices: break under the weight or rise with a new kind of power. Adversity has a way of exposing the truth about you. It shows you where you've been relying on others to hold you up. It reveals the areas you've neglected to strengthen because someone else was carrying the load for you. And while that realization might sting, It's a gift, because when you are forced to carry everything on your own, you discover capacities you didn't know you had. You realize that the strength you were searching for in others has been inside you all along, dormant, waiting for the moment you needed it most. The pain that once felt like punishment becomes proof that you are capable of surviving the worst and still moving forward. Isolation is where warriors are made. When no one is watching, when no one is applauding, when there's nothing to gain from pretending, that is when you build your true self. Most people crumble in silence because they've built their identity on attention, approval, and connection. When those disappear, they collapse, but those who endure solitude without losing themselves become unstoppable. They are the ones who can walk alone through storms because they've walked through darker nights in silence. They've learned how to motivate themselves when no one is cheering. They've learned how to discipline themselves when no one is holding them accountable. They've learned how to keep going when every voice around them is telling them to quit. Or when there are no voices at all. That kind of strength cannot be faked. It can only be earned through isolation and adversity. Adversity, too, is not your enemy. It is your training ground. Every hardship, every betrayal, every failure carries within it a lesson that can either break you or build you. The difference lies in how you respond. Weak minds see adversity as a dead end. Strong minds see it as a forge. Pain becomes fuel. Loss becomes leverage. Setbacks become stepping stones. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Start asking, what is this trying to teach me? What am I supposed to build from this? That shift in mindset transforms adversity from an obstacle into an ally. It stops being the thing that hurts you and becomes the thing that shapes you. Every scar becomes a symbol of survival, a reminder that you faced something that tried to destroy you, and you walked out stronger. Understand this, strength isn't given to you when things are easy. It is carved into your soul through struggle. The moments when you think you can't go on but take another step anyway, that is where power is born. The nights you cry in silence but get up and fight again the next morning, that is where resilience is forged. The days you feel completely alone but refuse to give up on yourself, that is where unshakable confidence begins. These are the moments no one sees. The victories no one claps for, but they are the moments that make you unbreakable. Comfort creates complacency, but adversity creates warriors. If you want to become truly strong, stop fearing isolation and hardship. Lean into them. Let them strip away the unnecessary and reveal who you really are. Use the silence to reconnect with your purpose. Use the pain to ignite your discipline. Use the absence of others to become your own anchor. When you do this, you stop being someone who depends on circumstances or people to stay strong. You become someone who is strong no matter what the circumstances are, no matter who stands beside you, no matter who walks away. That kind of strength is rare. It is intimidating. It is powerful, and it can only be built when you walk through isolation and adversity and decide they will not break you. They will build you. So when you find yourself alone, don't see it as a curse. See it as your proving ground. When life hits you hard, don't see it as a punishment. See it as your test. Let every lonely night harden your resolve. Let every hardship sharpen your mind. Let every failure make your spine a little straighter. There will come a day when the world looks at you and wonders how you became so strong, so calm under pressure, so unshakable in chaos, and they'll never know the truth, that your strength was born in the shadows, in the silence, in the battles no one else saw. That is the power of isolation and adversity. That is where the unbreakable version of you is waiting to be forged. There comes a point in life when you have to stop measuring your strength by who stands beside you and start measuring it by who you become when they don't. People will come and go, friends, partners, mentors, even family. Some will leave quietly, some will drift, and others will walk away without warning. If every departure shatters you, if every absence tears your world apart, then your foundation isn't strong, it's dependent. True power is when you can stand solid and unshaken, even when everyone else vanishes. It's when you no longer fear loss because you know that who you are does not crumble when someone leaves. Becoming that strong is not about becoming cold or detached. It's about becoming complete within yourself. It's about building a version of you that is so stable, so deeply rooted, that no one's presence is your lifeline and no one's absence is your downfall. The reason most people fall apart when others leave is because they've handed out pieces of themselves like puzzle fragments. They've built their identity around the roles they play in other people's lives, someone's friend, someone's partner, someone's support system. And when those people walk away, they don't just lose the relationship. They lose the part of themselves tied to it. That's why it hurts so deeply, why it feels like you're hollow afterward. But here's the truth, you are not half of anyone. You are whole. You always were. You don't need anyone to complete you. You need to reclaim the parts of yourself you gave away and rebuild them into something unshakable. Because the day you stop needing people to keep you together is the day you become unstoppable. To reach that point, you must first stop anchoring your emotions to other people's presence. When someone is there, enjoy their presence, but don't build your emotional stability around it. When they are gone, allow yourself to feel the pain. But don't collapse under it. Feel it without becoming it. Grieve without losing your identity. Too many people confuse love or loyalty with dependency, thinking that being deeply connected means you must fall apart without someone. It doesn't. Real connection is beautiful, but it's not supposed to cost you your stability. It's supposed to add to your life, not become the only thing holding it together. When you understand this, you stop clinging. You stop fearing absence, and you start standing taller, even in the emptiest rooms. Becoming strong enough to survive anyone's absence also means investing in your own growth, like your life depends on it, because it does. Build your mind, strengthen your body, sharpen your skills, develop your discipline, create routines, habits and systems that keep you grounded, regardless of who is around you. When your life is built on purpose and progress, not people they're leaving, doesn't derail you. Your world doesn't stop turning because your drive is internal, not external. Most people collapse when someone leaves because that person was their anchor. Don't let your anchor be anyone else. Let your anchor be your purpose, your values, your vision for your life. Those are things no one can take from you. Those are the roots that keep you steady when everything around you shifts. There will be moments when their absence aches, when the silence feels heavy, when you miss their voice, their presence, their support. That's normal. Missing people is human. But remember, missing them doesn't mean you are broken without them. The pain of loss is not proof of weakness. It is proof that you cared. Strength is not pretending it doesn't hurt. Strength is feeling the hurt and choosing to keep moving anyway. It's waking up on the days your chest feels hollow and showing up for yourself anyway. It's rebuilding your energy, your focus, and your spirit, one quiet day at a time until the ache fades and you're standing taller than before. Every time you rise like that, you become a little more unbreakable. Every time you survive what you thought would destroy you, you reinforce the truth that you can survive anything. The most powerful version of you is not the one who needs people to stay. It's the one who chooses people, but never depends on them to breathe. It's the version of you who loves deeply, but never loses yourself in anyone, who gives without expecting permanence, who can sit alone in a room and feel complete, because your worth is not tied to who sits beside you. That kind of strength scares people, because it means you are free. It means you cannot be controlled through fear of abandonment. It means you cannot be manipulated by affection or approval. You love by choice, not by need. And that makes you untouchable. So become so strong that no one's absence breaks you. Build your world on solid ground, not shifting people. Be your own anchor, your own constant, your own safe place. When people come, welcome them. When they go, wish them well. But never let their leaving take pieces of you with them. Because the moment you stop fearing who might walk away is the moment you step into unshakable power. That is when you become whole, rooted, and unmovable. No matter who stays, no matter who leaves, no matter who returns or forgets, you remain, you endure, you rise. At the end of the day, life will teach you the hardest truth. People are temporary, but you are permanent. Faces will fade, voices will go silent, and hands that once held you will eventually let go. But if you've built your strength on them, you will shatter every time they leave. That's why you must become your own anchor. You must be the steady heartbeat beneath the chaos, the unshakable presence that does not falter, no matter who stays or walks away, because true strength is not measured by how well you hold on to others. It's measured by how powerfully you stand when you are holding only yourself. So decide today, no one's absence will ever break you again. Let people come, let them go, but never let them take your spirit with them. Love deeply, give freely, but remain whole. Be the person who stands tall in silence, who thrives in solitude, who keeps rising even when the world goes quiet. When you become that strong, nothing can move you, nothing can shake you, and no one can ever take away the power that lives within you. That is a strength that outlasts everyone, and that is a strength that will carry you through everything.